Hello and welcome to the second round of the Trophy Andros. This time out we're in Andorra, the tiny principality that lurks in the Pyrenees in the border between France and Spain. And as you can see, conditions are absolutely perfect. Nice and cold, nice and icy. We start our look back at the 2 days of racing with the action from the elite class as we take a look at the finals. Next up, the electric racing, 9 cars, all rear-wheel drive. And this weekend, we featured guest drivers like Olympic ski champion Perrine Lafont and WEC endurance champion Thomas Laurent. To round it all out, the elite pro class. Now, these are the best professional drivers in the business. Frank Lagorce, ex-Formula 1, Nicolas Prost, Formula E, and Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the multiple champion. He comes from Rallycross. We'll take a look at the action from Super Pole and then the Super Final. Let's take a look at this Andorra track. Starting on the start-finish straight, building up speed down into the first corner. Now, this is a long left-hander, never-ending. You see the driver will use the right-hand side window to negotiate the corner. Tightens towards the end, and the exit here is critical. There's a short run up to the next right-hander. You sweep through here, and then down into first gear. A couple more gears and then into a left-hand hairpin as well. Scrabbling for traction here, up through the gears, third, maybe even fourth gear on the little right-hander into this left. Now starting to build up speed, still holding on to third gear, trying to carry the speed onto the straight and finish the lap. Let's take a look at the grid for the elite final with Louis Gervasson on pole position, the man who scored strongest through the qualifying heats in his Audi A1 Quattro, Daniel Boccalacci's BMW M2 alongside. Mazda 3 of Margot Lafitte, car number 4, lines up in third place after a good qualifying run from her. Stefan Bontaya's Peugeot alongside. Then Valteran's winner Lionel Daziano in his Audi ahead of Sylvain Poussier. The fourth row of the grid is Emmanuel Moinel and Jerome Lopez in Renault and BMW. Away they go at the start, all the wheels scrabbling as those studded tyres dig into the ice. From the inside of the front row, good solid start from Louis Gervasson. Daniel Boccalacci's BMW going around the outside, and there was contact in the pack. And that looks like Stefan Bontaja has dropped down the order. Margot Lafitte in third position as she was on the grid. There is the leader. Louis Gervasson, Daniel Boccalacci, Margot Lafitte. And Bontaja down from fourth to sixth position. Margot with the leaders. It looks as though the top three are starting to break away fractionally. Lionel Daziano in fourth place, the grey and red Audi, the winner of what was only one race in Val Thorens because of the weather, and then Sylvain Poussier, the better of the Peugeot 3008s behind him. The leader is starting to pull away quite quickly, actually. Louis Gervasson leaving Daniel Boccalacci to deal with Margot Lafitte, and she's still quite close to him. There's the battle for fourth place on board with Sylvain Poussier. And the front-facing camera occasionally sees the action. Quite a lot of the time, though, you just see the inside of the ice banks. And there you go, great view of the way that the cars are pitched sideways constantly by their drivers. Boccalacci in the dark BMW with the red highlights under real pressure from Margot Lafitte. And another little mistake like that from number 8. And Lionel Daziano in that Audi will be in real trouble of being passed for fourth place. Lafitte got a nose right inside the second place BMW. There's our leader, Louis Gervasson. Boccalacci in second, Lafitte in third. Close battle for fourth as well. Daciano ahead of Poussier. Then Stefan von Toyer ahead of Emmanuel Moinel, and he's clattered the ice wall. So a bit of a car flying off again with Sylvain Poussier in the Peugeot. All these cars effectively space frame chassis with purpose-built racing engine, transmission, four-wheel drive, and those racing tyres studded with inch-long metal studs to dig through the ice and find some traction. Louis Gervison with the green highlights, still the leader. There's Daniel Boccolacci in the BMW, Margot Lafitte in third place in the Mazda 3. Pretty well balanced battle, but Boccolacci is starting to claw his way clear of Margot Lafitte at the moment. And then Daciano on his own now in the grey and red Audi, starting to ease up onto the tail of Margot Lafitte. There's Lafitte in the Mazda 3, and coming in quicker, Lionel Daciano. Now Lafitte finds some traction on the BMW in the tighter parts of the course. It seems to stretch its legs a little down the front stretch. Look how close she is here. If she can get a good drive off the corner and force a mistake from second place Daniel Boccolacci down onto the straight, she could have a real chance of moving up the order. At the moment though, Margot Lafitte in third, in a podium position in the elite final. She finished in fifth spot in Val Thorens, the season opener. Louis Gervison was in fourth position, the man who leads at the moment. Daniel Boccolacci, he ended up in sixth spot. So none of the three podium finishers from Val Thorens are in the top three positions here. However, that may soon change because the winner, Lionel Daciano, is coming up from behind in the Audi A1 Quattro. There's the BMW, second place Daniel Boccolacci. There is Margot Lafitte drifting in. Late apex for Boccolacci though gives him the chance to fire the car off the corner onto the last lap. Louis Gervison leads by 3.3 seconds. On board with Sylvain Poussier, you can see how much further away the Audi is now of Lionel Daciano. He was right behind him early on, but Daciano closing in on Margot Lafitte on the final lap. She can't afford any mistakes, nor can Boccolacci. He drifts out wide, and that loose snow there can slow you right down if you're not careful. The Audi and the Peugeot coming in, but it's Louis Gervison who leads this one comfortably. Daniel Boccolacci in second, Margot Lafitte in third. The checkered flag awaits. Out of the final corner comes Louis Gervison. Victory for him in Andorra in the elite final. Second place goes to Daniel Boccolacci. And third position, Margot Lafitte, her first podium of the season, as it is for the other two. Fourth place for Lionel Daciano, who won in Val Thorens. What a great way to end day one here in Andorra for Louis Gervison, Daniel Boccolacci and Margot Lafitte. They are on the podium in the elite final. And with the weather forecast scheduled to be good for the following day, there should be more action. Louis Gervison from Daniel Boccolacci by 3.8 seconds nearly at the line. Margot Lafitte making sure that Boccolacci had more to worry about behind him than in front. Louis Gervison with 16 points and Daniel Boccolacci 15, Margot Lafitte 14, and so on down the order. Add to that the points that they earned in the qualifying heats there in the left hand of the columns there, and one extra point for pole position for Louis Gervison gives him a total for day one in Andorra of 62 points. Now that changes the way that the overall standings look. Louis Gervison now moves into the points lead by 3 from Lionel Daciano, with Dorian Boccolacci and Emmanuel Moinel 1 point ahead of Margot Lafitte. So here is the podium for day one. Louis Gervison on the top step, and then we'll go out and do it all again on day two, adding still more points to the tally. Margot Lafitte gets the extra trophy for being the top female driver as well. But Louis Gervison the winner, Daniel Boccolacci second, Margot Lafitte third in the elite final, day one here in Andorra. The grid for the electric race, day one in Andorra, and after doing best in the qualifying heats, it's Christophe Ferrier, the number 6 machine, who is on pole position. He takes the lead from Louis Gervasson, who's also racing in the electric class, and Vincent Beltoise. A little bit of bumping and boring as they go 3 wide behind. Louis Rousset in 4th place, ahead of Sacha Prost, number 8, and the bright green Andros colour car of Julien Febreau. He's in 6th place. Sacha Prost, brother of multiple electric champion Nico Prost, who races in Formula E. Battle for 2nd place, Louis Gervasson, the white car. There's the blue number 2, Vincent Beltoise, on board with Thomas Laurent. Not used to such an appalling lack of grip in the World Endurance Championship, Le Mans racing. Yellow flags are out, and that's because of a spin for the Olympic skier Perrine Lafont. Last lap of the race sees Christophe Ferrier take an easy win. Very close for second. Gervasson versus Beltoise. Gervasson just getting the nod. But victory on day one for Christophe Ferrier. He'd marked himself out as a potential winner by progressing best through the qualifying runs. And there you go, with the extra point for pole position and 24 points through the qualifying heats. 37 the grand total for Christophe Ferrier, and that puts him now on top of the overall standings, ahead of Vincent Beltoise and Louis Gervasson. Well, here's our day one podium. Christophe Ferrier front and centre, Louis Gervasson second, Vincent Beltoise third, and the top female driver Clémentine Lost. She joins them on the podium. After qualifying heats in the Elite Pro class, it's Nico Prost who has the most points. Frank Lagorce and the former champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg are second and third. And that will be added to by the points that they earn in the Super Pole. Now, the Super Pole features 1 flying lap against the clock. And here you can see Frank Lagorce showing perfect form and style. The ex-single-seater race has really taken to Trophy Andros the last couple of seasons like a duck to water. He's in a 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer electric Andros Trophy car. So the Elite Pro class is effectively an open class. We have internal combustion engines, no diesel engines, all petrol engines, and the electric racers as well. One of the things that it's quite hard, electric drivers say, to get used to is the lack of engine noise. Here, using all the torque of those twin electric motors, one on the front axle, one on the rear, to set his time. So Frank Lagorce, 46.43, and here's Nico Prost, multiple electric champion. He races in Formula E and in the World Endurance Championship as well. So has a busy old time, almost never not racing. With a near identical electric car to Frank Lagorce. Pitches the car in sideways, but he's half a second down. He was fastest of all in the second qualifying heat. See the studs digging through to the tar underneath the ice in a couple of places, sparking away. It's not great for the studs, not great for traction either. They actually grip better in the ice than they do on the tarmac. So when the ice gets worn through, drivers tend to have to avoid that if they can. Nico Prost at the end of the lap. 2.2 seconds back. So here is Aurélien Panis, another son of Olivier Panis, ex-Grand Prix driver, last man to win a race in Formula One for Guy Ligier's French team. And indeed, he's still the last Frenchman to win a Formula One Grand Prix. This is the 3rd electric car. Now, he won the first race in Val Thorens. Quite the dominant force in Val Thorens. The season opener, Aurélien Panis, comes from the World Touring Car Championship. And looking very quick. Really laying down a challenge to Frank Lagorce. Has Lagorce had the best of the grip out there though? Is the course cutting up too badly? Gets to the checkered flag, and at the line he is just behind. But he goes second quickest. not electric engined, as you can tell. There's the howl of the internal combustion engine from Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the double reigning Trophy Andros champion. Dubourg, just a little of a struggle last time out in Val Thorens. He was there or thereabouts. You can see there the rear really working to steer the car through the corners. Now, Franck Lagorce looks like he may still have the time to beat. But is this going to be good enough? Will he be second? Maybe even only in third place. There was only 1700s from Lagorce to Aurélien Panis. So it's going to be tight, and at the line he goes through. Oh, only fifth position. Next up is another petrol engine car. This is number 5, the Mazda 3 of Didier Toral. Wasn't really a factor, the Mazda 3 in Val Thorens. Petrol engine cars with 300 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer. Making a lot more noise clearly than the electric competitors. 1800s behind on the split time. Didier Toral. Well, nice line, but he doesn't really seem to have the speed through the final corner of Franck Lagorce. And I don't think he's going to be close. Across the line in fourth place, 1 second behind. So it is Franck Lagorce who comes out on top in the first Super Pole of the weekend, and it's an electric car 1-2. Aurélien Panis in second, and Bertrand Ballard in his Audi A1, the first of the normally induced cars. And then Didier Toral in fourth, and Nico Prost ending up slowest of the lot. Well, that might be a worry for Prost. He had more points in the qualifying heats than Franck Lagorce, but couldn't get close in Super Pole. Is all well with his electric racer. Electric cars out front with Franck Lagorce and Nico Prost on row 1 of the grid. Aurélien Panis, the winner of Val Thorens, lines up in third place ahead of the first normally aspirated car, that's Didier Toral. Then Jean-Baptiste Dubourg wearing the champion's number 1, and Bertrand Ballard on row 3 ahead of Benjamin Rivière and Eddie Benezet. Ready for the start, away we go. Oh, and look, shocking start from Aurélien Panis, drops down to 5th position into the first corner. He's going the long way around the outside in his yellow electric racer. There was contact between Dubourg and Didier Toral. There's Dubourg, the number 1 car, holds off Panis and up the inside, keeps his nose there. Panis can't get through, so he's lost ground. It's Franck Lagorce that leads. Nico Prost under pressure from car number 5. Lots of bumping and boring in this tight Andorra circuit. Didier Toral in third, and then it's Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the number 1 car, in fourth place. Just on the right of your shot, the bright yellow car of Aurélien Panis in 5th. And whatever happened at the start, he really bogged down, did not get away well. Well, Franck Lagorce is the leader at the end of the first lap. Nico Prost is how far behind? About a second. It is about a second. And then is the first of the Mazdas, number 5 car, Didier Toral. First petrol engine car indeed. Then Jean-Baptiste Dubourg. And right behind him, the bright yellow car of Aurélien Panis. So much here is dependent on the start. If you give away places, it's the devil's own job to get them back. Aurélien Panis is going to have to work super hard to try and get anywhere here. Dubourg starting to close in a little on Didier Toral. That's the battle for third place. Franck Lagorce can't quite escape Nico Prost's red machine at the moment. Prost under pressure from Didier Toral in the white Mazda. On board with Franck Lagorce. Down into the first corner, you can see the ice breaking up, tarmac showing through. Car run by Hexagon Engineering, company owned and run by Cathy Muller, the older brother of 10-time Andros champion Ivan Muller. Very successful single-seater racer, very successful team owner Cathy Muller. Prodevan's gone the same way. And in fact, Kathy's son is also a young racing driver now. Hasn't tried his hand at Trophy Andros yet. Sure, that won't be far away. Yann Laché races in the World Touring Car Championship against Aurélien Panis, who's still struggling in 5th place. Lagos starting to ease away from Nico Prost, and Prost, fastest of all in the qualifying heats, now struggling and down to 3rd. Past him has gone Didier Terral. In fact, Prost has gone. Prost has vanished. Didier Terral is in 2nd place. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg is in 3rd. Aurélien Panis is in 4th. Bertrand Ballard in 5th. So where has Prost gone? Well, that's a disaster for Nico Prost. 2 electric motors in the electric cars, 1 on either axle. And I wondered, after he couldn't match the pace of the others in Superpole, whether there was a potential issue, and it looks as though there might have been. And there is Nico Prost. Now, has he crashed or has he parked? Yellow flags are out anyway, so no overtaking on the exit. It does actually look as though he's had an issue and had to scrabble out of the middle of the road. Franck Lagos, the race leader, by 2.5 seconds. Then the 3-way battle for 2nd. Didier Terral, number 1 there, Jean-Baptiste Dubourg and Aurélien Panis. Right behind him, Bertrand Ballard, the red and grey Audi A1. Then this man, Benjamin Rivière. He's the first of the Peugeot 3008. He's got Eddie Benazet behind him. Right in underneath the door of number 8, Bertrand Ballard. Trying to find a way through, means you've got to force an error from the car in front. So this is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th all together. The only man missing from this equation, Nico Prost, who's stopped, and Franck Lagos, who's a long way clear. Little bumping from Aurélien Panis behind Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the number 1 car, as they head on to the final lap, all to play for still. Didier Terral in 2nd, the champion Dubourg in 3rd, keeping the car very much straighter midway through the long right-hander. Lagos giving a drifting masterclass. Terral in 2nd. There's Dubourg under real pressure from Panis. Does not want to leave the door open at all. Panis very sideways, very different way of driving the electric car. His plastic up from the Renault Captur in front of him of the reigning champion. And you can see the Audi and the Peugeot at the back there, still trying to knock each other's door handles off. Out of the final corner, Franck Lagos is going to win this one under the watchful eye of Nico Prost. Victory for Lagos. Didier Terral in 2nd spot. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the reigning champion, takes 3rd. And there is Franck Lagos. Very happy, and rightly so. Victory in the Super Final. And that gives him 16 points. Now here's our day 1 podium. Franck Lagos, Didier Terral and Aurélien Panis, the top 3 scorers in terms of points for the day. It's not how they finished in the final, where Jean-Baptiste Dubourg was 3rd ahead of Aurélien Panis, but behind Terral and winner Lagos. So those all went into the pot along with the points that they'd earned in the qualifying heats, and that's your overall podium then, Lagos, Terral and Panis. All of which means that Aurélien Panis still has a slender lead at the end of day 1 in Andorra. A little bit of a Sunday morning surprise for the local shoppers outside the supermarket. There's a whole host of very odd-looking cars park up in the car park. Wherever it goes, Trophy Andros is well received by the local fans, with the cars and the bikes putting on plenty of action. Drumming up a little bit more attention with their star names and their sideways antics. Highlights of the electric race from day 2 in Andorra. And look around the outside, Louis Gervison putting in a bold move from 4th to try and move up to 2nd. That attack rebuffed by Vincent Beltoise, who has his eyes on poleman Christophe Ferrier in front. Louis Gervison, though, did succeed in grabbing 3rd place. Ferrier and Beltoise in their private battle out front, racing away from the field as the track gets cut up increasingly. Slightly warmer weather allowing the tyres to dig their way down to the underlying tarmac in places. Again, Ferrier victorious, Beltoise in second, and Thomas Laurent ending up in third place at the end of the final. So day 2 results. And that means the overall result for day 2, Ferrier outscoring Beltoise and Laurent, which means that he's extending his series advantage, now comfortably ahead of Vincent Beltoise and the Louis, Gavesson and Rousset, just a point apart for third. Into the action in Superpole with Elite Pro. This second day of Andorra seeing the track really cutting up badly. Now this is a young man making his debut in ice racing. Peugeot factory driver Aurélien Comte raced in the World Touring Car Cup in his TCR car. He won a race this season. One of 15 different drivers to win Indy 30 races. And learning now just how sideways a car can get and still be quick. Well, 3500's up on the fastest time at this stage, so he's taking to this like a duck to water. Aurélien Comte developed the Peugeot 308 TCR machine, and with his teammate they won a race apiece. Peugeot looking forward to another season of TCR racing at the world level, and increased confidence from the drivers. And that is Aurélien Comte going into the lead ahead of Eddie Benezet. Next up, Nat Berton, another of our TCR drivers from the World Series. He raced for Audi in the Come To You Racing team, and he is racing an Audi for the Come To You Racing team. So Nat Berton, also a winning driver. Took him a little longer. 3/4 of the way through the season, didn't get a chance to stand on the top step of the podium till we were in the Far East. Nevertheless, relished it perhaps even more. Full commitment being shown by Berton. 10 thousandths in front, 100th of a second the advantage. That is a dead heat in all but name. No way you'd be able to judge it to the naked eye. Second half of the lap is going to be absolutely critical. Exit of the final corner, he's got to have all the power, firing him off the turn and towards the checkered flag. The flag is out and he stops the clocks. Ahead, behind by 28 hundredths. Nat Berton third fastest, another of our WTCR race winners this season. Another Audi driver for Come To You Racing, Aurélien Panis. But without the howl of the V6 engine, he is in his electric engined plastic up. And of a number of identical Trophy Andros electric racers. Again, you can see the studs really sparking on the tarmac under the car. Very dramatic pictures in the darkness. And it does mean not only do the studs wear, but it also means that they can't grip the tarmac as well as they would be gripping the ice. So everybody's got a reduced level of traction. Panis in fine form in the season opener in Val Thorens. Had a pretty decent day up until the Elite Pro final on the first day here in Andorra, and a tardy getaway really cost him a chance to finish on the podium. What's he got in Superpole? Comes across the line behind by only 18 hundredths, and that still leaves him in third place. Here's the two-time champion Jean-Baptiste Bourg in his Renault Captur. And Renault, another space frame chassis. All these cars, four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer. Petrol engine cars with a 3-litre petrol engine V6. And the space frame masked or clothed by a silhouette body to resemble a Renault Captur. Not like any Renault Captur you'll see in any other supermarket car park for sure. Now then, what has he got? Champion has found it tougher to come out on top this season so far. Only 2 days in, Jean-Baptiste Bourg may well have to fight very hard indeed if he wants a third consecutive title. On board. Nice application of power, beautifully controlled. Is it quick enough though? Across the line, he is in the lead. 23 hundredths ahead of Aurélien Comte, and that is largely down to experience. Bertrand Ballard, a real Andros legend. Well, his first Trophy Andros weekend was 28 years ago in the second season of Trophy Andros racing, and taking the place of Olivier Panis this weekend in the Come To You Audi. Ballard gives away a bit in age, but that he makes up for in spades with experience. Ditch hooking on the inside, going for the fresher, deeper snow and ice. Team telling him he's 55 thousandths behind. Well, he's giving it everything he can anyway. Final corner. What's he got? Again, trying to find that grip instead of scrabbling away on the tarmac. Sometimes avoiding the racing line will help you a fraction. Has he got what it takes? 35 hundredths back. Bertrand Ballard in third place. So Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, who claims the 7 points for Superpole. He was fastest through the qualifying as well, and he tops the points heading into the final. Let's take a look now at the grid for the super final for the elite class. Louis Gervasson on pole ahead of Sylvain Poussier, who had a very good run in the Peugeot 3008 through the qualifying heats. Dorian Boccolacci started second yesterday, third today, ahead of Stefan Von Tyre in the second of the Peugeots. Margot Lafitte, well, she's down in fifth position ahead of Lionel Daziano, whose Audi seems to be struggling a little here. Then Joe Lopez and Emmanuel Moinel, seventh and eighth. Here we go then, Louis Gervasson, the day one winner on pole position in the Audi, and a battle for second, Sylvain Poussier in the Peugeot, and Dorian Boccolacci going the long way around the outside in the BMW, can't make it through. So Poussier hangs on into second, he's inside the leader, inside Louis Gervasson, will he go through? Looks like he might, looks like he has, he's gone through. Gervasson tries to hang on to second, bang! The other Peugeot, and that's Stefan Van Tyre, ran hard into the back of Dorian Boccolacci as they battled for third. So there's Boccolacci. Oh, look at the wreckage on the front of the Peugeot. That cannot be good. I know it's cold out, but these cars still need cooling systems. I'd be surprised if that's not damaged. The BMW just getting away without damage to the back, and he goes up the inside of the Audi as well. So challenge for second from Dorian Boccolacci. Sylvain Poussier leads, Boccolacci second. There's Margot Lafitte in the Mazda. And it looks as though Louis Gervasson is down to third now. So Sylvain Poussier leads from Dorian Boccolacci. Louis Gervasson, there he is in third, just ahead of the damaged number 10 car of Stefan Von Tyre. So Gervasson maybe with a problem of some kind. From first down to third, Von Tyre looking like he's really ready for the scrap heap. And then a battle behind them for fifth place. Margot Lafitte just keeps a nose in front of number 6, Joel Lopez, and he's ahead of Lionel Daziano, so neither of the Audis faring particularly well here. There is the battle for the lead. Sylvain Poussier in the Peugeot under real pressure from Dorian Boccolacci. Boccolacci goes in too wide there though. Still Louis Gervasson, the pole man, in third, hanging on from Stefan Von Tyre. But at the moment, Sylvain Poussier looking like he's just about got this under control. Dorian Boccolacci using very different lines, pushes the BMW up the inside. There's contact again. Fires his way through. Well, Poussier will not be pleased with that. Where did Boccolacci find that traction? Here's the battle now for fourth place behind Louis Gervasson in the green and grey Audi. It's Stefan Von Tyre under pressure from Margot Lafitte. And she's gone through. She gets ahead of the Peugeot. So the Peugeots have gone from first and fourth to second and fifth. Margot Lafitte up to fourth place in the Mazda 3. Stefan Von Tyre with the bodywork flapping at the front. One light pointing ahead, one light pointing down. Not that it matters much. They don't need the headlights really to see where they're going on these well-lit tracks. Lots of understeer here. Cars are really struggling to find any grip at all on this cut-up track. And here is the leader, still Dorian Boccolacci ahead of Sylvain Poussier. All arms and elbows behind. There is Louis Gervison in third, Margot Lafitte in fourth. Fifth place is Stefan von Tyer. Sixth place looks like still Joao Lopez. Yellow flags are out. A spin at the back of the shot there for the Renault of Emmanuel Moinel. And the leaders still racing away with this one. And there is Stefan von Tyer in fifth. Louis Gervison drifts out wide again, using a very late apex, veering off the corner. And Dorian Boccolacci pulling away now from Sylvain Poussier. Louis Gervison, the poleman, in third, but Margot Lafitte is catching him. She is much closer this time. There's the BMW. One to go. Final lap for Dorian Boccolacci, heading for his first win. Sylvain Poussier second, Louis Gervison in third. Just enough to hang on ahead of Margot Lafitte, it would seem. Her rate of closing is not enough for her to be able to go spearing by him. And Dorian Boccolacci rudely assaulted from behind by one Peugeot in the opening lap. Shoulder charged his way past the other one for the lead. A couple of laps later. We only did one electric race in the Trophy Andros last year. This GP3 and Formula 2 racer now on the brink of taking his first Trophy Andros victory. Comfortable margin for Dorian Boccolacci. He claims his first win with Poussier in second, Gervison ahead of Lafitte, their third and fourth. Well, that's a big win for Dorian Boccolacci, and he used a single-seater racer's way of getting through. So the overall podium for day two, still most points for Louis Gervison ahead of Dorian Boccolacci, and Stefan Poussier in third. And in the final, Boccolacci 16 points ahead of Poussier and Gervison. Look how close it was in the day's total. 59 for Gervison, 57 each for Boccolacci and Poussier. All of which sees Louis Gervison ease out an 11-point advantage so far this season, but look how close it is behind. You may think that racing cars on ice is madness. Clearly, bike racing is yet another form of madness. Our pole sitter Sylvain Dabert, 37-year-old, 8-time bike trophy winner, fluffs the start and drops to 5th place in the first turn. And that leaves Vivian Gonnet taking the whole shot, second fastest through qualifying, the number 4 machine, ahead of Maxime Emery, number 11, and Vivian Dabert leaving in third place on the number 76 machine on the inside to hold that advantage through then. Sylvain Dabert, 37, with the yellow headlights in 4th place. And Sylvain with younger brother Vivian now behind him as he starts to move up the order. So as our poleman continues to regain his composure, coloured headlights helping the fans work out who's who. Gonnet, Emery and Dabert, the 1, 2, 3 as they head to the midpoint of the race. Sylvain Dabert, number 37, attacking now for second place. Maxime Emery trying to hold him off. Three-way battle for the lead. And through on the inside goes Emery after a mistake from Vincent Gonnet, the number 4 machine. So Emery leads, Gonnet in second place. Now he comes back underneath, retakes the lead. 37, Sylvain Dabert still with them. On lap 8 of 10, Dabert in second place as they lap a back marker. Still the number 4. Out front, Vivian Gonnet. And the battle for second place, helping the leader. He's opened up a second advantage, but with Sylvain Dabert now seemingly free from Maxime Emery, the number 11 machine. Can he close it down? Lap 9, the gap is getting smaller. It's still Vivian Gonnet out front. Sylvain Dabert in second place. Maxime Emery now dropping away. Now who's running out of grip, who's running out of studs? And you can see Dabert having a long lunge down into the corner, carries a lot too much speed in. And that looks good. Is he rehearsing a final lap move? Last time round then. Still Gonnet leading from Dabert. Sylvain Dabert just 8/10 behind, threateningly close. Gonnet needs to hold on. Vivian Gonnet, the gap is now down to a bike length. Sylvain Dabert may have been saving it all for the last lap, so there was no counter-attack. Vivian Gonnet trying to hang on in front. Sylvain Dabert right behind him, the 8-time champion with all the experience, and Gonnet very slow in the midpoint of the corner. It's going to be a drag race to the line, but he wins it ahead of Sylvain Dabert. And in third place, Maxime Emery. With 2 wins, Vivian Gonnet, the man who comes out on top after the whole weekend, ahead of Sylvain Dabert, twice second, with Vivian Dabert third overall for the weekend. So Vivian Gonnet with maximum points ahead of Sylvain Dabert and Maxime Emery in the final. And when those are added into the points for the qualifying heats, it's a solid tally for Vivian Gonnet ahead of Sylvain and Vivian Dabert in second and third. Super final in the Elite Pro class, day 2 in Andorra, and Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, the double champion, on pole position but alone on the front row of the grid. There is no Aurélien Panis, a broken engine sidelines him before the final. Nat Berton and trophy leader Aurélien Panis line up, not as teammates but as rivals this time on row 2. Bertrand Ballard and Eric Benezet on row 3 in the Audi and the BMW, and behind them Benjamin Rivière and Olivier Pernot. Away we go, good start from poleman Dubourg, good start too from Nat Berton. Dreadful start from Aurélien Panis alongside Berton on row 2. He's dropped down to a 1, 2, 3, 5. 5th position behind Bertrand Ballard. So Dubourg, Berton, Ballard in third place, number 8 machine. And then Rivière, the number 2, and Panis, bright yellow electric car, only in 5th position. It was a good start from Bertrand Ballard. He moved up from 5th on the grid to 3rd place in the number 8 machine, and this is the view of the lead duo. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg at the front of the queue, and just ahead Nathaniel Berton. Little run inside Berton, avoids contact. Panis doesn't avoid contact further back though. Trying to get by Rivière, doesn't make it through. So that's the battle for 3rd place. Rivière in the Peugeot in 3rd. And Benjamin Rivière holding off an aggressive attack from Aurélien Panis. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg trying to creep away from Nat Berton and Bertrand Ballard. And behind them, the Peugeot swinging its tail. And the Panis on the inside again. Contact again. This is where Dorian Boccolacci got through in the BMW. Couldn't make it there, Aurélien Panis. But it looks as though the electric car, using all its torque, it's got a different kind of feel to the car. The way that it produces its power is very linear. It doesn't have to build up the revs like the petrol engine cars, so its power off the corner, its initial bite off the corner where it's got the traction, is even better. And Panis, as in the first of the Elite Pro Super Finals, not getting a great start with his electric car and having to fight all the way through to try and make up the places. Behind is the number 7 BMW. Eddie Benezet is right with Panis. That red BMW won in the hands of Dorian Boccolacci in the Elite Final.
Ok, donc voilà, c'est derrière toi. Tu me tiens au courant, si tu dois laisser passer ou pas, c'est toi qui décide.
Message from the team to second place Nat Berton about Bertrand Ballard, who's behind him, suggesting that if he wants to, he could let Ballard go through. Ballard only a one-off driver here, and that means that if Berton finishes third instead of second, he'll carry only 20 kilos of success ballast rather than 40 through to the next round, so he could give away the place, and that short-term pain might give him some long-term gain. Well, that's his choice to make, though. Can't be team orders. Nothing's happened yet. Here's the battle still for fourth. Benjamin Rivière ahead of Aurélien Panis. And still, team telling him there are 2 laps left. So De Bourg leads. They're not going to catch him. And it sounds as though Nat Berton is going to make the decision to allow Bertrand Ballard to go through. Now, where is he going to do it? He can't afford to do it too far away from the end of the race in case he makes a mistake and Ballard doesn't get through cleanly. And that then leaves him sensitive to attack from behind. And with Aurélien Panis stuck in 5th, he doesn't want to give away any places. Well, they're saying to him, you'll give away 1 point, but you'll save yourself 20 kilos for Isola 2000 the next round as they head after the Christmas New Year break. Last lap, decision time. And that was Nat Berton saying, you tell him please. Jean-Baptiste Bourg on board the Renault Captur of the champion. He's going to do it out of the final corner, he's saying. Copy, all right. So you tell him. He can tell the team. He can't radio his teammate directly, though. And he's too busy to stick his hand out the window. So Jean-Baptiste Bourg is going to win this, and it will be an Audi Swapperoo. Still an Audi 1-2. And Nat Berton, Bertrand Ballard behind him. This is the last lap. And De Bourg's already got the door open. Who comes across the line in front? It is Bertrand Ballard ahead of Nat Berton. So Jean-Baptiste De Bourg, Bertrand Ballard, Nat Berton, the 1, 2, 3. And that means, of course, maximum points for De Bourg. Berton gives away 1 point, exactly as the team said, to Bertrand Ballard, but saves himself 20 kilos of success ballast for next time out. And Nat Berton doesn't exactly give away a handful of points either. He still outscores the man who came here with the points lead, Aurélien Panis. And it is Panis who heads away as they go next to Isola 2000 with the tiniest of points leads, just 3 ahead of Jean-Baptiste De Bourg, with lots more fantastic racing yet to come.